Hey again, you guys. Hey again, you guys. Okay, so we're back because we gotta do It's a Super Scary Saturday Sleepover. Hello. I got my pajamas on. Scott, do you have your pajamas on?
I do.
Period. So we're going to again go over this more scary stories for sleepovers. Oh my gosh, there's so much light, even though we're pretending like it's dark outside. Okay, and we're gonna read the story called "The Gift." Let's see what I have never read the story. This is first time type situation, so But because it's dark outside and it's scary, and we're supposed to be freaking each other out, we're gonna light this little candle. It's our Starry Night Skies candle. Give ourselves a little light. This story is called "The Gift." Ooh, Scott, look at me. I'm scary. The story is called "The Gift."
Oh, I'm freaked out.
These sleepovers do that to people.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Okay, so let's get started because Scott got to take the dog out. Rebecca slowly spun the globe on her dad's office, in her dad's office, until it turned to the outline of the Southeast Asia. She ran her finger down the Malay Peninsula and stopped at the southern tip. Singapore, she said, liking the way it sounded. Aunt Evelyn sure is lucky to get to go there. Her father looked up from his computer screen at his desk. She goes wherever the magazine sends her, he commented. It's her job. Rebecca's Aunt Evelyn was a journalist. She wrote about all kinds of faraway places. But best of all, whenever she went somewhere, she'd send wonderful souvenirs to Rebecca. So, what'd you get this time? Her dad asked. Rebecca looked at the small package in her hand. It was wrapped in brown paper, and there were 2 rows of foreign postage stamps in the upper right hand corner. I don't know yet, she replied. She'd been savoring the little package ever since the mail carrier had brought it 15 minutes before. Finally, she slipped her finger under the open seam in the paper, ripped it slowly. Inside, there was a note and something wrapped in coarse tissue paper. Rebecca pulled away the paper. Wow, she exclaimed, it's cool. She held up an ivory hair clip. It was carved into a delicate spray of curling leaves and exotic flowers. That is not what it looked like on the picture here, but okay, whatever, we got leaves and flowers. Leaves and flowers, you guys.
Okay.
Okay, whatever. Um, that's lovely, her father said, admiring the gift. Rebecca opened the note and read quietly for a moment. It's elephant ivory from Africa, she announced finally. Aunt Evelyn says it was carved in Hong Kong and she found it in a little shop in Singapore. She says that you can tell that it's real elephant ivory because it has very tiny, light diamond patterns that you can see on the back. Flipping it over, Rebecca examined it closely. There it is, she said. Walking to the mirror, she held the clip up against her dark hair. I can't wait to wear this to school on Monday. Girl, it's gonna go amok. It's gonna go amok, child. You're so lucky, Sandy said with envy when Rebecca showed off her gift to several of her classmates at school. You're always getting stuff. True, Rebecca agreed smugly, but this is special. It's made out of real elephant ivy, which is very hard to get. There's a reason for that, Tanya said softly. Oh, really? Rebecca said with a scowl. Tanya was new in school. Sandy had kind of made friends with her, but Rebecca didn't like her and didn't mind showing it. And what do you know about it? Tanya looked at the others. She hesitated, searching for the right words. I've heard that lots of African elephants unalive because of poaching, and that the sale of ivory has been banned. Your gift is really pretty, but what's poaching? Crystal interrupted. It's what people call it when the elephants are unalived illegally for their ivory tusks, Tanya explained. The tusks are sold to make all kinds of things. Like hair clips, Sandy asked again, shifting her gaze to Rebecca. Don't look at me, Rebecca pouted. I didn't unalive any elephants. No, I didn't mean to say that you did anything bad, Tanya said thoughtfully. But if no one brought things made out of ivory, then there wouldn't be any reason to unalive elephants for it. I just don't think an animal should have to unalive so its tusks can be made into jewelry and statues and stuff. Besides, elephants are an endangered species. Ain't they still an endangered species? What year did this book come out? I want to say this came out like 1995. Remember we used to like get onto things like that back then, Scott? We were like, oh, there are dolphins in the tuna. Captain Planet.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff is endangered. Now they don't care. Let me see. I forgot where I was. I got too excited about what year this was. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, period. Here we go. Okay, my girl she gonna switch. She about to code switch for you. So I don't see what the big deal is, Rebecca said, laughing through anger, though anger still flared in her eyes. It's not my problem. It's not like I live in Africa or anything. Besides, if the elephant wants this part of its tusk back, it can come and get it. Until then, I'll just wear it myself. Probably looks better on me anyway. Okay, girl. The other girls giggled except for Tanya. I'm sorry if I upset you, but it isn't funny to joke about things like this, she cautioned seriously. Okay, Tanya might be a little witch in disguise as a child. You never know in these books, child. She might be an alien. You don't know. You don't know. Okay. Rebecca waved her hand. Relax, Tanya. You're just jealous because you don't have a hair clip like mine. Period. After school, Rebecca had to stay to make up a math test. It was late afternoon by the time she went to walk home, taking her usual shortcut through Lewis Park. She liked the mid-sized park. There was one area in particular where the surrounding homes weren't visible. It was sort of a dip in the grassy landscape, with a tall hedge on one side and a grove of trees and bushes on the other. When she was little, Rebecca had liked to play there and pretend she was in a real forest. Now she walked slowly along the dirt path beside the hedge, humming to herself. She could hear the band practicing at the high school in the distance and the sound of an occasional car passing on the nearby street. Because it was getting late, the shadows on the ground were already lengthening and the air had taken on the misty quality of twilight. For some reason, it seemed to be taking longer than usual to reach the end of the grove. Then, all at once, an eerie silence settled among the trees, and Rebecca had an odd sensation that there was no longer anything beyond the hedge. Nervously, she picked up her pace a little, then stopped and breathed a sigh of relief. The band had started up again, or had it. That's weird, she muttered, straining to hear the soft, rhythmic sounds of drums. A moment later, on the other side of the hedge, a sudden movement on the other side of the hedge made her jump back in alarm, and all of her senses became keenly alert. Who's there? She called out. There was no answer, but something big, very big, seemed to be drawing closer. Oh, Scott. Girl's a lion. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Rebecca began to run. When she reached the end of the hedge, she stopped in her tracks. The park was completely empty, and the neighborhood beyond was there where it should be. Moms and dads were arriving home from work. Lights were going on in homes as darkness fell, and she could hear the sound of someone's stereo. Everything was perfectly normal. So why did she feel so uneasy? You know what would make it easier for her? You know what would like make it easy instead of uneasy?
What's that?
Cheese.
Okay.
That lady said it won't go down easy if it ain't cheesy. Period.
Right.
The following Friday was a special day for the entire 7th grade class. The school had arranged a field trip to the local zoo to see a pair of rare pandas on loan from China. Period. Now, ain't that where she got her head thing from?
Yeah.
It wasn't China, it was Singapore. It was Asia. Okay, girl. I don't know if this gonna go well, girl. The panda's gonna be trying to get you, girl. The event began with the zoo official giving the class a talk about the role zoos play in the community, and then showed slides of the pandas in their natural habitat. Afterward, the class broke into smaller groups. Each group had their own guide to give them a tour of the zoo before stopping at the panda compound. Rebecca and Crystal lagged at the back of their group and had a good time making fun of some of the kids. Rebecca a bully, and so what she about to get is on her, because Rebecca thinks she that girl, honey, and Rebecca about to find out. Sorry, I got thirsty. Okay, wait. They was making fun of people. Wait, sorry, I got lost. Oh, look, Rebecca whispered, pointing to the spiky coat porcupine that was waiting around his compound. Doesn't the hair on that thing remind you of Linda M? Yeah, Crystal agreed, giggling. And it kind of walks like her too. Oh, they drag in training, honey. They dragging. They in training though. The girls continued to make jokes and snicker as the group moved from compound to compound. Look who's hanging out with the elephants, Crystal said, nudging Rebecca. Rebecca rolled her eyes when she saw it was Tanya. Why am I not surprised? Hey, Tanya, she called out. Are you having a talk with your animal friends? Tanya ignored her, so Rebecca and Crystal strolled over to tease her some more. A deep concrete channel encircled the elephant compound, preventing the animals from escaping, and a low chain link fence bordered the channel. Rebecca leaned on the fence and studied the 2 large elephants within. They're kind of gross. Let's see what they think of my new gift. Okay, girl, you over there tempting. Okay, girl, you want to play with the animals, do you? Okay, right. Sorry, I lost. Okay. I like it so much, I was thinking of asking my aunt to get me another one. She turned her head and patted her hair, showing off the ivory clip to one of the elephants. Hey, Jumbo, how do you like it? She joked cruelly. All at once, the 2 elephants turned and trotted rapidly towards the channel, stopping at the far edge. Rebecca's nasty grin faded as she saw how the animals reacted. See? It's like when Scott likes to pet the cats when they sleep.
They love it. Good dreams.
You shouldn't have taunted them, Tanya warned gently. You never know what can happen. That night, Rebecca couldn't get the incident out of her mind. It had left her feeling troubled. I don't see why Tanya has to make such a big deal about animals or elephants, she said. She grumbled aloud as she stood in front of her bedroom mirror. She reached up and brushed her fingers over the carved ivory clip in her hair. The image in the mirror flickered slightly, and then the room behind her grew hazy. What in the world? Rebecca murmured. Her heart began to pound so hard that she could hear his rhythmic pulse. From somewhere behind her, the sound of distant drums matched the rhythm beat for beat. As she stared wide-eyed, Rebecca saw the reflection in the mirror change. Whirling around, she found that she was no longer in her room, but on an open, grassy plain that stretched as far as she could see. Girl, you in Africa. What you gonna do, sis? Africa got like all the deadly animals. Even the insects there are deadly. Speaking of insects, I was outside this morning. I'm not going outside no more. Not till summer ends. A, the heat is brutal. But B, they have these bugs here that make your skin burn and itch. It was horrible. Oh my God, it was crazy. And they're small. You can't even see them. So this girl is in Africa. God help her. I'm not in Africa and it was a mess. I still have like bumps all over me. It's a mess. So girl, I don't know what you over there dealing with. It's gonna be crazy. Anyway, she stared wide-eyed. Rebecca saw the reflection in the mirror change. We already read that. Here and there, scraggly something kind of trees stood out starkly against the horizon. This is impossible, she gasped. I'm dreaming. She took a step and felt her foot sink into something cool and slick. Looking down, she saw that she was standing at the edge of a pool of muddy water. The banks of the pool were crisscrossed by tracks, animal tracks of all kinds. See, girl, you in danger, girl. You in the Lion King now, girl. Okay? You in a Fern Gully. That was the Amazon, but it's the same. It's a lot of animals that will eat you and probably toy with you before they eat you. It was a huge watering hole, and at the far end, a pair of trees provided meager shelter from the burning sun. In the oasis of shade stood a small group of African elephants. There were several babies and 4 or 5 adults. The largest of them turned in her direction, causing Rebecca to cry out in fear. Girl, you better hide that hair thing. Rebecca, what is going on in here? Are you hurt? What's wrong? Suddenly, Rebecca felt her father's hand on her shoulders. Dad, she moaned, gazing up at him through tears. I just thought that, but looking at his face, she knew it was impossible to explain what she had just experienced. I just had a terrible dream. Do you want to tell me about it? He asked with concern. She shook her head, no, beginning to feel foolish. Of course, it was only a dream. She had been letting Tanya and all of her mumbo jumbo get to her. I'm just tired from the field trip. I'll be all right. After her dad left the room, Rebecca slowly removed the ivory clip from her hair, vowing to ignore Tanya from now on. In fact, her fear had now turned to resentment. Like, girl, how you gonna be mad at her? She ain't seen you to Africa. How you gonna resent that little girl? She warned you. How you gonna resent the person warning you? How? How, Sway? How? She didn't have any right to tell me what to do, Rebecca thought angrily. I'll wear whatever I want. Okay, Cartman. The following day, Tanya stayed home with a cold, and Rebecca forgot all about what happened until she walked home alone that afternoon. Here we go. Taking her usual route through Lewis Park, she hesitated beside the bush or the hedge. This is ridiculous, she said, scolding herself. I'm in a public park in broad daylight. Squaring her shoulders, she proceeded along the dirt path. Soon, her view of the neighborhood was obscured by trees and bushes. She heaved a relaxed sigh as she rounded the far end of the hedge, but her relief was short-lived. There, directly ahead of her, scratched the sun-drenched plain she had seen in her mirror the night before. Rebecca could hear insects buzzing lazily in the grass. I told you them insects was going to tear her little butt up. She ain't got no off or nothing. Girl, you ain't got one of them little candles, nothing. It's going to be a mess. Malaria lurks there too, by the way. And you ain't got no malaria shot, ma'am. Okay, girl. Or I think they give a pill for malaria. I don't know. See, girl, you doing this to you. You did this to you. And she could feel the blazing sun on her hair and face. though it had been a cold, cloudy day just moments before. Quickly looking over her shoulder, she saw a pair of trees besides a muddy pond of water. Girl, that's all the water you guys are drinking. Girl, you in the episode of Naked and Afraid, and you ain't got your one pot with you. It's going to be a problem. A small family of elephants stood silently watching. The lead elephant took several steps toward her. I know this isn't happening, Rebecca reassured herself. I'm imagining this, and my imagination can't hurt me. But that elephant can, that rhino can, that lion can. Okay, girl, but okay. But when the phantom beast began to charge, Rebecca screamed and ran. As her feet pounded against the burning ground, you ain't got no shoes on? She frantically searched for any avenue to escape. All at once, she saw what appeared to be a deep, narrow gully and raced towards it as the maddened animal quickly closed the gap between them. Feeling as if her lungs would burst, Rebecca made one final effort and leapt outward towards the gully. Suddenly, the creature stopped and trumpeted in victory as the vista of the African plain began to fade and her own neighborhood swam into focus. Girl, if you don't take that clip off, if the clip is doing all this, if none of this was happening before the clip, maybe get rid of the clip. Just get rid of it. Send that back to return the sender and send that back to your auntie. Because clearly the clip is doing too much. You over here blaming somebody else, but really it's that clip that your auntie sent you. You need to talk to your auntie, ma'am. It was the last thing Rebecca ever saw. She never even felt the blow as something hit her hard from the side, tossing her into the air like a rag doll. I guess you ain't got the opportunity. She just ran into the street right in front of me. A frantic truck driver groaned to the police officer who was jotting notes in a small pad. Oh, girl, you was hallucinating. Girl, were you on bath salts? I watched a documentary about that. Remember that man was eating that man's face because he was on bath salts? Mm-hmm. It makes you do some weird things. Yeah. I didn't have time to react. That's right, said an older lady. That little girl came flying around the hedge like she was being chased by something. I saw the whole thing. A few feet away, two other officers stood at the curb. She probably didn't even know what hit her, the first man said sadly. He knelt and picked up a small, sharp, ivory-colored object from the sidewalk. It looked like the broken tip of a tusk. Something must have really scared her, his partner reflected. I wonder what it was. We'll probably never know, the first officer answered, tossing the object into the gutter where it rolled to a stop besides a broken ivory hair clip. Okay, Scott, do you have any lessons learned? Anything? Do y'all have anything? Because that was crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Elephants.
No, leave them alone. Don't do no Topsy. Don't do none of it. Leave them alone. They're minding their business. They're taking care of their babies. They're spraying with their tusks. They're spraying water everywhere. They're doing what they do. Leave them alone. Don't be getting no hair clips from them. Don't be, doing none of it. My lesson learned is sometimes you be cocky and the warning be there and you don't take the warning and then boom, there goes the consequences. Because that little girl tried to warn her. So it is what it is. Got anything else, Scott?
No.
Y'all got anything else? Because we're about to get this show on the road. And by this show on the road, I mean I need some calamine lotion because my back is burning and itching from bugs. Okay, well, got to get our fire safety on. And from wherever we are to wherever you are, peace and love and happiness. And we'll see you guys tomorrow because I got to get my Sherlock on and we got to finish Great Expectations for Scott yells at me because he really wants us to finish that. So
Sunday school.
Oh my gosh, I guess it's gonna be a 3-fer. Wait, what did I say? Sherlock, Great Expectations. Oh my gosh, and we got Sunday school. Oh, we'll do Great Expectations on Monday. Since I missed Friday. Gotta make it up. So, okay, from wherever we are to wherever you are, peace and love and happiness. We'll see you guys tomorrow for Father's Day. You know, it's Father's Day tomorrow. So we'll see you guys tomorrow.